This robot lawnmower is sort of a game changer. It's wire-free with GPS virtual boundaries, there's dual cutting blades, all-wheel drive, obstacle avoidance, and multi-zone mapping. It is incredible. Now, I've been testing it hands-on for a few weeks now, and let me show you how it works with my pros and cons, as this video is not sponsored. I'm Ben Schmanke, and this is my authentic review. Starting with the unboxing and setup, there's actually a lot of goodies included. They sent me the 5000 model, which can mow lawns up to 1.25 acres, but they have other models with slight differences and cheaper. In the box is the mower, the charging and RTK station, power and extension cables, extra set of blades, the key, and mounting pole. Regarding the design, I really like it. It definitely looks like an F1 race car and really stands out from the competition. It is all-wheel drive, which is awesome for zero-turn maneuverability and going up slopes. They say it can climb up to 75% slope, or about 37 degrees. There's even front suspension, and those front wheels I think are called Omni wheels, which are great for turning on a dime. Flipping the mower over, we can see dual spinning plates. Each plate has these 4 little razor blades, giving a cutting width of 16 inches total. And I love that this cutting width is basically double that of most other robot mowers out there. It's way more efficient, and as you can see, the grass lines, they look almost picture perfect, just like that of a push mower. Onto the setup and install. It's fairly easy and takes just a little bit of time figuring out the wires and such. Basically, you pop on the front bumper, install the charging station, plug in the cables, use the included plastic screws to secure it to the ground, put the RTK pole and reference station together. This is what allows that magic centimeter level accuracy of navigation. And the best part, no obnoxious perimeter wire needed. Finally, with GPS and RTK and other sensors, this allows for safe and highly precise positioning. In the kit, they include these clips and extension cables, some really nice touches for a clean setup. It's very important that the RTK has open sky views, so make sure you plan your mounting placement beforehand. Last up, we pop in the key, push the mower onto the charging base, launch their app, add the mower, connect it to your Wi-Fi. This helps with firmware updates and remote app control, and that's about it. Now it's ready for the map creation, which honestly was really fun. Alright, so I just finished setting up the backyard border. It was really easy. The controls are nice. You can kind of drive it like an RC car and go slow and maneuver around the edges and stuff like that. It was fast, it was easy. I also like that I can walk it along my borders using either left or right edge. It doesn't matter, unlike the Segway Navimo, which required right side only. Now, as much as I will rave about liking this LUBA mower, it's definitely not perfect, and I'm excited to see them hopefully work more on their app. For example, the English, it ain't the best. Like here, select the descent from charging. It's either automatic pile down or remove restrictions. It took me a minute to figure those out. After mapping out my backyard, then we can add new mowing areas, no-go zones, add channels which connect the different mowing areas, and modify boundary. Currently, it only seems to allow me one channel between 2 areas, so hopefully they expand this in a future update. And then modifying the boundaries is pretty cool. Like here, the mower was falling off the edge of my curb. Oh. Ooh, baby. Youchie. I experienced that. Woo! So I went back and redrew that boundary by redriving the mower into that section, and then it updates the map, easy peasy. Now is the fun and relaxing part. We sit back, sip on that morning coffee, and watch the mower go to work. It's so satisfying to watch, and the mowing job ends up looking really good. There's so many things I love. Let me rattle through them. Cutting height is adjustable in the app from 1.2 to 2.8 inches. There's a great amount of customization. I can select which specific zones to mow and when, so different days and times with different areas, heights, etc. I can adjust the spacing between the lines, so more or less overlap. There's robot mowing speed, obstacle detection modes, level 0, 1, or 2. There's cutting routes, single, double, or segmented grid. In single or double, I can adjust the exact angle, so I can make sure that each mow is in a fresh new direction, like horizontal one day, and then the next time do those gorgeous looking diagonals, which I think looks so good. Segmented grid allows the algorithm to intelligently decide which direction is best in each area. There's side mowing laps 0 to 4. This is how many loops around the edge, and we can even set if we want to mow those edges first or last. I really like that I can see a preview on the map of what those exact mowing path lines are going to look like, plus the duration of time it's going to take to mow. While the LUBA is mowing, I can still adjust the cutting height, pause the mowing, send it back to recharge. So check it out. It rained earlier this morning and he was scheduled to go out, so I told him to pause and go back home. Well, instead of canceling the whole mission, we can see exactly where he left off, time remaining, all that sort of stuff. I could either end the task or I could just hit continue, so that way after the rain and the grass has dried out, then he goes back where he left off and finishes the job. That is so sweet. And yes, it does have rain sensors, so you can have it skip on rainy days if you want. Small but funny caveat on this, I also received their optional garage cover for the base station, which I think is really nice. I think it helps protect the investment from the hot beating summer sun and rainstorms and such. Now the funny catch is that this covers the rain sensors on top of the mower, so I don't think he would know if it rained the night before. So if he was scheduled to go out in the morning, you might want to intervene if you don't want it mowing wet grass. The mower has 4 ultrasonic obstacle avoidance sensors on top, and I think they work okay. Even when I set it to level 2 obstacle avoidance, he still often bumps into obstacles and then navigates way around it. I kind of wish he hugged the edges of those walls and obstacles better. I look at my robot vacs inside and they navigate way smarter. The mower has gotten stuck a few times, so I'd recommend cleaning up those kids' toys and the grill cover off the ground before mowing. You can see here he got pretty tangled up in my strap and ripped it up a fair bit. As cute as he is, I gotta remind myself he's still a lawnmower with these fast spinning sharp blades. Once he got stuck between my raised garden bed and fence, and I think he wedged himself in there sideways. And then, as I mentioned before, he fell off my curb a couple times, and even though they say it has drop sensors, I'm not sure where they are or if they work. I ended up having to adjust the map edge inward a bit a couple times, and that fixed it. They recommend to keep the LUBA 15 centimeters away from the curb when setting up the virtual boundary. Now, no product is ever perfect, so a few cons and wishlist items I found. I don't think that there's cellular data on board, so if you want to connect it to your home Wi-Fi, well, think about it. For me, it's placed in my backyard against a fence, so the access point is across my home through brick and countless walls, so it doesn't have the best of connections. Sometimes I can remotely access him through the app, and then other times it won't connect except via Bluetooth. Controlling him via Bluetooth seems to be the best. I'd love to see their app refined even more. I think about robot vacs, and they started out a bit rough and janky, but nowadays their apps are super nice, very intelligent movement. I love to see more of this technology and obstacle avoidance come over to these robot mowers. I want multiple channels to connect to the same zones. This is good for multiple gate points and such. And lastly, the way of creating schedules is kind of janky. I have to set the schedule and customization of the mower one day at a time. There's no easy way to copy paste. And this is super inefficient, especially if, let's say, I want to change one setting to affect all the days like the mowing height. Well, then I think I have to do each and every day separately. Oh, and one more super cool thing, they rate the RTK signal coverage of 120 meters or about 400 feet. I had to test this out, so I drove it like an RC car to the opposite corner of my block, about 370 feet away from its base station, and the connection levels look strong. And I even tried adding a mowing area and it worked fine. So my genius idea is maybe you could go splitsies with your neighbors, and as long as you have some connection channels that could be created, just maybe you could have it mow your grass on, let's say, Mondays and Fridays, and then mow your neighbor on Tuesdays, Saturdays. You never know, but I think this might be the future of a fleet of mowers cutting neighborhoods. This is so cool. Honestly, this ManMotion LUBA robot lawnmower, while the name is a little different, it's pretty game changer. It makes my yard look like it always has a fresh mow, and each day seeing those clean lines in the grass without breaking a sweat is so cool. Now, I have a few other robot mower videos coming out soon, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss those, and I'll see you guys in my next one.